Trying to remember the intro I was going to talk about.
Was it about how all the crap you gave me about talking about pop punk on the show? Because you're like, nerds and remember that? And now My Chem's coming back and maybe they're relevant again, so maybe somebody owes somebody an apology? Is that what you were saying?
No.
Are you sure? Are you sure it wasn't that, though? Because, like, I feel like...
My Chemical Romance coming back is not real, though. Like, they're going to come and do a tour, and then...
I bet they make an album.
He's a little fat, though.
Bowling for Soup made an album while he was fat.
Did they?
Yeah, dude. Jarrett ballooned
Listen,
up.
also, it sounds like I'm judging. It sounds like I'm straight up fat shaming Gerard Way. But, like, we have the same bodily trajectory.
Well, also, here's the thing. I will give you this.
He's probably enjoying life more, frankly. I think he is, actually.
Yeah, he's really actually pumped. But I'll give you this. If I went to see freaking Bowling for Soup live, and he was like, come back to Texas, so it's not the same since you ran away, and he was super fat, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But if I watched Gerard sit up from a gurney wearing a gown, being like, come on to this tragic affair, and he's super fat, I might be a little taken out of the story.
Well, I don't know if he's gonna, I don't know if he'll...
I mean, I'm sure they're not just doing...
If My Chem does another album,
right.
It's not gonna be that theatrical, will it? I mean, do they go whole hog on everything they do? Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I mean, do you remember?
Yes, they do.
Do you remember the look they chose for Danger Days: the Truest Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys? That was a look, dude.
Welcome to Life's What You Rated, so let's rate it rock. And it's the podcast for me, Michael.
And Mark. Dang it, I almost said my brother Mark. I finished what you usually say.
I didn't mean to mix it up I didn't mean to mix it up on purpose.
Michael's over there on the ones and twos chopping and screwing our podcast.
And we do a podcast where we rate everything in the world on a scale from 1 to 10 to tell you if it's good or not. And also I rate the fact that you like to wear green in front of a green screen at a 10.
It's good. I made this choice.
It makes you look like you are some ethereal being from another plane.
I am, actually. Isn't it weird?
Which makes sense because you're the nerd of us, too.
I am such a freaking nerd, dude.
I have a question.
Yeah.
And this is important because I think that sometimes we misjudge a certain concept and idea. And I want to get to the bottom of it real quick. Have you ever seen the movie Jurassic World?
Yeah.
Does that movie have a good ending or a bad ending?
A bad ending.
A bad ending because the dinosaurs break out and everyone gets murdered by dinosaurs, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, I want to address, why did that happen in that movie? Do you remember?
They made a super dinosaur, right?
Oh, they made a super dinosaur that was so powerful that if I understand the fiction correctly, Jurassic World was actually around for years safely, and people were able to see the dinosaurs until they made a super dinosaur.
They made a super dinosaur that
Captain America had their way out of there.
That was impervious to bullets, was impervious to everything, but a very small raptor, if I remember correctly.
And it could climb over everything,
and it could go invisible or something, couldn't it?
I don't remember, but frankly,
it could cloak itself.
If I remember, the first movie also went bad entirely because of human mistakes. I think that we sometimes misjudge that movie. Mm-hmm. Because they're always like, hey, listen, we know what happens when you build Jurassic Park. The dinosaurs get out and kill everybody. But frankly, it's literally always the dinosaurs just do what dinosaurs expected to do.
A dinosaur's gonna do what a dinosaur's gonna do.
Which is true. I guess the humans gonna do what they're gonna do, which is they're gonna screw everything up.
They're gonna mess it. Dude, here, let me give you this softball pitch for making Jurassic World 100% safer for humans. What were most dinosaurs?
You're talking about, herbivores, yes.
Just make the plant ones.
Yeah, so...
Just do the plant ones, actually.
They did do that first, maybe? I don't remember the movies
why did they even make the meat ones? The ones that eat the meat and are just killers? Why make those ones?
The thing that I want to really talk about is why do they blame every time you're like, oh, we should build Jurassic... they're like, would you really go to Jurassic Park? I'm like, I don't know yet. I probably would. If I'm going to die, that's a better way to...
if I'm going to die...
Would I rather die from, like, getting freaking diabetes and dying because I have, like, a freaking sugar overdose and my heart gives out? No. I'd rather be eaten by a dinosaur.
Would I rather go hang out with Christopher Pratt?
It's
and
one of
kick it with Blue.
It's also green. If you just are feeding nature with your death. Also, at that point, do we stop? Like, in Jurassic World, we're not at top of the food chain anymore.
I would argue that you would be more of an environmentalist by going to Jurassic World and pretend every time you go there, you get to, like, stamp on your environmentalist card. You're like, I could have gotten eaten, and that's good for the planet.
I gave the dinos a chance. Also,
I gave the dinos a chance to
think about the power of the dinosaurs in Jurassic World, especially, dude. They're like buck wild, and I'm like, and frankly, there's some things in the movie that I want to address.
That water dinosaur, I wouldn't go.
Well, yeah. I definitely listen.
I wouldn't go.
I would much rather go fist fight a T-Rex than try to swim against a water beast. Because that's not happening, dude. We got no chance.
Also, the T-Rex's punching arms are really small. You have a good shot.
Yeah, dude.
You have a genuine shot if it follows the rules and no headbutts or kicks.
But man, I couldn't stand a chance against the water boy. He would eat me right up.
Maybe it's because I'm scared of the ocean. I have this fiction in my head too that water animals are more sadistic. Like in my head, if I got attacked by a shark, the shark would eat my arm and be like, "I'll be back in 20," and I just sit there in the ocean with one arm trying to survive till the shark comes back.
I mean, I do think that water animals they have a meaner streak than the land creatures. And I am biased against water-based creatures. In fact, mermaids. Screw them, dude.
Screw clean off, dude.
Dude, freaking, they're bad. Also, you want
to know why everybody hated Aquaman? It wasn't because Aquaman was stupid. It's because he's from the ocean, and screw that.
Yeah, like, creatures from the ocean are badder.
Hey, Atlantis, suck lemons.
Atlantis were people from Earth living in the ocean, but yeah, it was a dumb idea.
But no, you know why they can suck lemons? Because they were like, oh, I'm on Earth with dogs. Let me go to the ocean without dogs. This seems like a better idea. Look at how cool this is. What's up, Mr. Shark Friend? Hello, water dinosaur. They ate me. Dang it. Also, why is Atlantis always like an abandoned city in the ocean? Because they got killed. Because humans not supposed to live in the ocean.
That's probably why Sharknado is so terrifying. It's not the NATO, it's the shark. Bad.
It's the fact that I go, hey, I live in Bellevue, Nebraska. I'm pretty clean of sharks. And then I could just eventually... Sharks could be a real problem for me.
This is a real life thing. I hate oceanic creatures. I'm legitimately scared of them because in the ocean, like, you're in the middle of, like, open space for them. That's not open space for you. You're, like, sludge mode and they can murder you. Even otters. Like, the freaking smallest creatures can murder you. I have
no doubt in my mind that an otter would mess me up, dude.
And I chose to live in the literal middle of the country, the farthest possible way.
Staying where in the country we live in. This is the furthest we can get from ocean.
And if a Sharknado killed me, I've done all I can to avoid the ocean. What more can I do? Underground bunker?
There's just Michael and Sharknado's him just looking at me and be like, I did my best.
Did you know that there's actually a ridiculously huge underwater reservoir of water under the Midwest? So I couldn't even dig down and be safer. I'd also be underwater.
There's also no doubt in my mind that there's a giant water worm that lives down there in that water. Guaranteed.
Yeah, you know those nasty beasts without eyes.
You know them.
Dude, the ones that live in the bottom of the ocean that don't have to see because they're just that nasty, I don't want to think about it.
Anything that can't see is gross.
Except humans.
No blind people too. Gross. Grody dog. Why don't you just clean that sludge out of your eyes so you can see?
I think... we diverted a little bit from the original topic of Jurassic.
I don't see how we got off Jurassic World. At what part did we get off of Jurassic World, dude?
Here's the thing about Jurassic World.
Mm-hmm.
I think we give the dinosaurs a huge bad rap. So I kind of give the humans in those movies 3 and 4.
Did you forget a rule for a second?
Yeah, I forgot a second that they need a 4 out of 10.
They need a 4 out of 10. But it depends on the human. Some of the humans are cool.
I like the guy who looks like the KFC Colonel from the first movie.
I really like...
I hate Newman. Freaking Newman, dude.
Newman's bad.
Once again, he ruins everything he's in. Doesn't he save Space Jam, though? Does Newman save Space Jam?
He is the person,
he is Newman, though. Like, everyone hates to be around him, but he does kind of help them.
What a definition of a character actor, dude. Like, if you go, we need somebody who just everybody's gonna hate. Dude.
But, like, not a villain.
Not a villain.
He's just, like, socially awkward and really just gets a bad rap.
And everybody hates him.
Though he is kind of a tool bag in Seinfeld. Like, he does suck. He is a jerk.
So he spit on you, yes. So this is...
Yeah, so I don't know. Some of it's deserved, some of it's not. It's totally deserved in Jurassic Park. He gets eaten, and he was a bad boy.
It was a bad boy. Nick from New Girl, probably a bad guy in that movie. I don't really remember anything that he does. You want to know what I remember about Jurassic World? You want me to give you a play-by-play of the movie Jurassic World, which I will tell you I've seen 3 times?
Okay, keep it short. You seem to remember way too many details about dumb movies.
Chris Pratt.
Okay, he's in it.
He's in it, and he has a cool raptor.
Yep.
That's a different color than the rest of them.
Her name is Bessie.
That he calls old Bessie, and he saves somebody from getting eaten. There's 2 brothers, and the older brothers, like, their parents are going through a divorce.
You already got more than me. Okay, yeah, that happened.
Going through a divorce, and the older brother's a needless tool bag about it the whole movie.
Yep. I think one girl wears high heels the whole movie.
Which is bizarre.
Yeah.
That she would do that while running away from dinosaurs.
I think that's also Opie's daughter.
Oh, Opie. I really didn't know what you were talking about for a second, and I was like, oh, the only Opie we know. Can we have a quick question? Who would name their kid Opie?
I think it's a nickname.
For what? Opson?
Opioid?
Funny.
Opium. What did you say? Opsum?
Opsum?
You could have said opossum. You were so close.
This is my son Opossum.
This is my son Opossum Griffith.
This is Opossum Griffith. I am his father. Bonjamin.
The dinos though.
And then there's the dinosaur that gets out. I'm almost positive the dinosaurson can. I had a stroke there. I did not mean to say that so many times.
The T-Rex, the beefier T-Rex.
Yeah, the beefy boy
with long
T-Rex
arms.
with long arms, and I think it can turn invisible, kind of like it can like blend into surroundings.
Active camo like Halo.
Did you say Halo?
Halo.
I thought you said Halo.
Active camo like Halo.
And bullets don't work on it. And then I think it gets eaten by the water dinosaur at the end of the movie.
Yeah, it does get eaten by the dinosaur. That's the best part of the movie because you get to see the truest monster.
You see the truest monster, and you go, maybe he's on our side, and that's actually the most hope I've ever had.
You do.
You go, he might be on our side.
Well, no. I never felt like he was on our side.
But the enemy of my enemy.
But it was the first time that I pitied the big mean one. After he almost ate Chris Pratt. And if he ate Chris Pratt, that would be a bad thing.
Okay, but I have a question for you. Like, at that point, would it have been Chris Pratt shot the dinosaur with a shotgun. I would argue several, but an argument could be made too many times. I think if I shoot an animal many times and then I get eaten by it, I should not be pitied.
Okay, I don't know if
shot the animal.
Let's think about this
many times.
I don't know if this is visible. What if I do this? Did that really faze you at all?
No.
No, but if you were an ant, that would be bad. If you know the dinosaur is impervious to bullets, is shooting it just kind of like a love tap? It was like, what's up, buddy? Boom!
It's not that it's impervious, dude. I can put on a bulletproof vest and take a slug. That doesn't mean it doesn't sting.
Well, but the dinosaur doesn't have a bulletproof vest on. He has a freaking 4-inch thick rock skin.
He's taking it, but he is growling at him like it's hurting
I mean,
him.
the Hulk punches Thor across a room to be his buddy.
Yeah, but Thor... you can't tell me Thor liked it.
They're friends. If Hulk punched me across the room, first of all, I would be dead.
First of all,
but there'd be no world where I come back.
Adams.
I would not come back from it, though. I don't know. I feel like it's like a little love tap. Just shotgun him right in the shoulder.
It's shotgunning a dinosaur in the shoulder is the equivalent of trying to play fetch with your dog.
I think we can establish that as canon.
Well, if that wasn't the vibe they were going for, then I really need to watch that movie a fourth time.
We might have misunderstood the movie. I give the dinosaurs in that movie a solid 8. Like, they do some bad things, but dinosaurs gonna do what dinosaurs gonna do.
Dinos. Did you talk about dinosaurs just so your son would listen to one episode so we could gain another listener?
Frick. No. I wanted to talk about the dinosaurs, and then I wanted to get to the bottom line of something else from the movie, just real quick. We'll touch it briefly. Yo, you know that movie? Do you remember the main line that people remember from the first movie? There's a lot of quotable lines, and one of them is "Life finds a way."
Oh, I thought it was "Clever Girl."
That's from the World, right? Jurassic World.
It's from Jurassic Park. Clever Girl.
What happens there?
The dinosaur I think the dinosaur sets up a trap for him. Like the raptors.
Oh, is that what he says right before he gets eaten?
Yeah, the raptor tricks him
out of the porta potty,
and then a nut. No, so he's chasing after the dinosaur, and the dinosaur one of them's running around. And he pulls his gun up, and then two swarm him from behind. And he turns around and sees him. And he's like, "Oh, they set up a trap for me. They're clever." He says, "Clever girl," and he gets eaten.
Oh, I was using "Life finds a way" because they repeat it.
One of them's just pooping, and the dinosaur rips open the door and goes, "Ah, clever girl, they found me while I was dumping."
He smelled the poop and followed me here. No, I used
Curse these rank dumps!
I used the quote they actually quote multiple times in the series. You know, the real quote.
Life finds a way?
Which is "Life finds a way." Let me tell you a
secret.
Let me tell you a secret. Dinosaurs went extinct because life did not find they pretend that they're like listen, the dinosaurs are gonna get out of Jurassic Park because life finds a way. Yo, dog, we freaking killed them all once.
Yeah, dude,
we did kill them all once.
It's actually super weird that life don't find a way.
If life found a way, we wouldn't have extinct series. And you're like, well, the other series lived. Yeah, and if you really believe that's the natural order of things, screw them, freaking dude. We don't need them. We are on top of the food chain for a reason.
We should be trying to make new animals. We should be trying to make old ones at that point.
And frankly, if the dinosaurs eat us, life found a way. We didn't. Or we kill them all and we win. I don't understand why they say, well, life finds a way. You have to resurrect a dead species from a clone, from a blood sample, from a mosquito frozen in amber. Life didn't find a way. You screwed it up.
You found a way. That's you.
The dinos are all dead, my dude.
Life don't...
And he's specifically talking about, one of them gets the ability to breathe when the other was no, life did not find a way, dude. They were all dead. They all freaking died.
Yeah, that's the equivalent of us dying.
As a species.
As a species.
Us. Yeah.
And then 400 years from now, a species being kind of like ours going, oh, well, we found a part of this species, and we're running extinct, so we're going to try to clone these species so we can, reproduce with them because we're close enough. And then we wake up and go, life finds a way. Not really.
Not really.
No,
dude. We saved you also.
They saved us. We didn't find a way for this to happen.
If all of the humans die in the entire world, let's just say theoretically that happened, the monkeys are still walking around. If that's what it means, then it has nothing to do with the dinos. Whatever, dude. I don't want to nitpick.
Is it like the lesson of Lion King, the circle of life, but told way crappier?
The circle of life is the real thing, though. And the thing about the circle of life is, Mufasa gets eaten by hyenas, doesn't he? No, he just gets left for dead. Like the video game.
Yeah, dude. And there's the one part when you have to fight
a giant
zombified lion.
But he does become the grass, and the antelopes eat the grass, and they eat the antelope, so... That's all I want to say. What do you want to talk about this week? That's so sure that's racist. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I know that's bad.
I've tried to sing the opening to Lion King been super racist.
Yes, because it's a legitimate language and we don't... Yes, I'm sorry.
You know what makes me really mad, though? When
Scar kills Mufasa and then blames it on his son and then it ruins his whole life?
No, I get really mad when I'm watching Frozen. I'm like, dude, this is just Lion King. I get so mad about that.
I've never seen Moana. That was on the other day. I laughed a couple times while I was reading a book and heard quotes. There's a part where Maui, aka The Rock, says, if I write something with a bird, I'm tweeting it. Yeah. This is a dumb line. I laughed.
Pretty funny. It's pretty silly. What can I say except you're welcome? That's The Rock's line from the movie.
Yeah, this song.
And he sings a song and it's really good.
I heard a lot of the songs from Moana. I'd never seen it.
What would you rate The Rock's performance of a singing boy?
It's a solid 6.
Do you think they had to auto-tune him?
Oh, 100%.
Or do you think that all of the years of WWE performed him to be the or shaped him to be the perfect performer.
WWE have shaped him to be a good performer, not a good singer, though.
Singing is part of performing, isn't it?
He knows...
Have you watched the Cinema Sins?
I mean,
for La La
not
Land?
technically not peeing your pants on stage is also part of performing. But, you know...
So you're saying your son couldn't be a great performer as of right now?
My son is a bad performer, unless... What if your performance was peeing your pants?
Then he might be better than us. Perspective is everything, Michael. Have you ever talked to like a really, really like artsy friend? Hold on, maybe this is just in the homeschool community.
I have to have friends to begin with, okay?
Yeah, but like, you had friends when you were in high school, and like, you had more friends who were not homeschool kids when you were in high school.
Some, yeah.
Did you have like any of the like super, super artsy friends who would like say like a kind of controversial thing, and then like say like the inverse point of it from looking at it from like a different perspective, and be like, perspective is everything, dude? Did you ever have that?
I avoided the people I knew that were artistic like the plague because they were.
Like, did they say things like that and stuff?
I didn't listen to them.
Dude, I
treated them like the second-class citizens they were.
I'm not gonna call out names or anything, but dog, there is this guy who for potentially 2 years, one, I would argue tried to date our sister.
Okay.
But two, would say stuff like that. And I'd be like, perspective isn't like that much of everything. Like he would do it to the extent like you talk about like World War II and like Nazi Germany and stuff, and he'd be like, but like to the Nazis' perspective, they were doing the right thing. And I was like, yeah, but that doesn't make it like the right thing actually. Like it's not that malleable, you dummy. You can't be like, well, I got mad and murdered my wife because she was cheating on me, and be like, well, because you got mad and from your perspective it made you feel good in that moment doesn't mean it was okay. The perspective doesn't matter. I just remember getting mad at him about that. I wanted to talk about it.
You just wanted to like do a little sidebar philosophy lesson?
Yeah, I wanted to get mad at somebody and call them out on a thing that they would never hear, notice, or affect them.
Why did you get mad at like, I don't know, how about the Andy Serkis?
I don't know who that is.
Andy Serkis? The greatest actor of our times? Gollum?
Why would I get mad at him?
Fair. That is fair. There's no reason to be mad. Andy Serkis is essentially the perfect actor. I was just talking about people that would never hear us. Like, why would you pick that person? You could have picked anyone.
Oh, because I don't get mad at people I don't know. It's like for instance, so people started at 7, right? I've never met any famous people. So they're still 7s. That guy's below a 7 to me, so I gotta dunk on him.
Andy Serkis is probably a solid 9.
Probably a 9.
Except listen, spoilers for whatever movie this happened in, I can't believe he died. Not the real one, the fake one.
Well, like, also, I wasn't a bit, I'm not saying he didn't act it out really well, but, would he, hold on, my joke's not gonna be funny if I can't remember the name. When he bit off Elijah Wood's finger, I was like, that might be a little too far. But man, did he soul it. I mean... And when he rubbed his tummy and said yummy afterwards, I was really, like, off-putting, dude.
Method acting is an underrated and underappreciated form of acting.
And also...
Frankly, I give the props to Elijah Wood, though.
Yeah, props to Elijah Wood for going... I guess I have to be typecasted as somebody without a finger for the rest of my life.
Frankly, first of all, they'll freaking CGI his finger. If they're gonna CGI the mustache off of Henry Cavill, then they're gonna
Hey, Michael,
freaking CGI.
I have a question for you. Did they really CGI? Did they really take his mustache off?
I never saw it.
You didn't, dude?
I've never seen a Disney movie.
This is not.
Yes, I have seen the picture.
Rough.
The alternative.
Rough. Talk about the uncanny valley, my boy.
The alternative was Caesar Romeroing his mustache.
They just gonna put whiteface on him over the stash. Is it?
You want to see some gross pictures? Look up a picture of Caesar Romero as the Joker and look at that stash, dude.
Dude, it is impossible. We talk about Lord of the Rings a little bit. It is impossible for me to like picture Elijah Wood or Sean Astin. Is that his name?
Yeah.
As tall people, like it's like
normal... Sean Bean. Sean Bean. No, you're right. Sean Astin.
Yeah.
Sean Bean is the Boromir guy.
It's Boromir. Like it is impossible for me to like picture them as like regular height people.
I don't think they are.
they're like.
I think they're like 3'6" or 3'8", maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're that tall.
Isn't it really weird that like all the other movies have to find ways to make them tall?
Oh yeah,
do you
for
remember,
sure.
Do you remember
the only movie where they show his real height is the one when he's a kid?
Yeah, it's the one where
and the Dolphin Boy.
What?
He's in like Flipper or one of those dolphin movies.
Do you remember like how it was really awkward when we watched The Last Witch Hunter and how Elijah Wood couldn't move on scene because he was clearly on a box the whole time?
I forgot he was freaking in that trash. Heck darn that movie!
What a dip in the career of Vincent and Elijah Wood.
Word, what an awful movie. Why do you bring that movie up every time you can? I hate that movie.
Dude.
It ruined...
Hear me out. Why don't they do like a crossover... about a crossover. Why wasn't Vincent Diesel in Lord of the Rings? Is guess what I was just trying to ask, actually.
He might be in the new series. I heard they just renewed season 2 of the Lord of the Rings Amazon TV show that has not aired yet. They're still casting for it.
Well, he's a season 2 character.
They like wrote it and they're like, dude,
you don't even know.
I wrote this show, my dude. I know it's just a storyboard, my dude, but it's so good.
Hear me out, dude.
Listen, read it, dude.
Isn't the most pretentious people? Don't they make the best art, dude? Can you not imagine talking? So, dude, imagine this. You're okay. Hold on. I'm gonna be James Kimmel.
Okay.
I want you to be David Lynch talking about your new hit show Twin Peaks to me that's about to air. Hey, just got done getting videos of parents bullying their children about candy. That was pretty funny. Can you tell me about your new show?
Yeah, it's kind of like a surrealist, supernatural take on the murder mystery genre.
Yeah, so, can you get, like, an overview of the plot? Like, what's going on?
So, a person gets murdered, and there is another dimension where, there's, like, people that can see the future, but also the past, and they talk backwards.
They talk backwards? Okay.
And then they dance. And the murder will get solved, but there's a lot of other elements, like, namely the fact that the supernatural elements are real, but only seen by some people, and also there's a lot of crying in my movie, or show. A lot of crying.
So, when you're talking about, like, this show, do you think that there should be a point in the show where they solve the mystery, and then, there's 3 full episodes where there's not really a plot or anything that's going on at all?
Well, before they solve the mystery, I really want to emphasize just how sad everyone really is. Like, there's one episode that's just dedicated to crying. And then there's another episode that's just dedicated to throwing rocks at bottles to try to supernaturally predict that the killer might have been a demon-infested man.
Then I got one more question for you.
Yeah.
Approximately how much humans barking should there be in your show? What percentage-wise do you think makes a good show?
At least 5% of my show will have humans barking like dogs.
Dude, but like, you know what I mean? Imagine him, David Lynch, be like, yeah. So
they're like, oh, so like, who's the Matlock characters? Oh, no. This is very different.
Yeah, I'd be like, also, how hard?
The finale of my show, I'd very much like there to be 90 seconds of silence, with the exception of an old man slowly walking across the floor, realizing he forgot something, and then walking back, and then doing it again.
So I got one more question. So I'm assuming that there's going to be a hotshot, slick FBI character or something coming in from out of town, right?
Yeah.
How hard is it going to be the local town folk to convince him of the supernatural?
Oh, no. He has to try to convince them of the supernatural.
Can you imagine how pretentious you gotta sound doing?
The stereotypical Native American is the only one that could be understood.
Imagine David Bowie walking up to, like, his record label and being like, hey guys, this is kind of a bummer. I have cancer and I'm gonna die, but here's the thing. The album I'm gonna write is gonna be released right before I die.
Okay.
And it's gonna be me singing to people from beyond the grave.
Dude, by the time that Bowie got to that point in his career, that was not that weird.
Or imagine David Bowie going like this, being like, hear me out. Okay, so I'm gonna paint a lightning bolt on my face, and instead of David Bowie, I'm an androgynous alien.
Well,
can you guys fund the press tour for that?
I'm pretty sure it was also the 70s and the 80s, dude. That was everybody.
Am I allowed to say something? Can I make a funny joke that you might edit?
No.
Okay.
No editing.
Can I make a funny... I gotta tell you this joke after the thing.
Okay.
But, like, can you imagine, like, pretentious people make the best art, but they're also insufferable.
But also, like, dude, just be like, yo, have we cast our main actor yet? No. But we will renew the season.
Nah, dude, but it's gonna be killer.
Dude.
We're gonna...
Dude, look at the script, my dude.
Trust me, my boy, when I tell you, the script is so good, all we need... is Viggo Mortensen II, and this show will be fire,
and
dog.
Like, Bezos is like looking at the process, and he's like, well, I do understand money, but I don't understand art. But these people say it's so good, it's renewing for season 2. I'm pretty sure this has happened with multiple shows that are in the works now. Like, I'm pretty sure Witcher got renewed for season 2, but at least they're filming that one with all the characters. I'm pretty sure there's another one that also got renewed for season 2. Like, it might have been the Wheel of Time or something. Like, one of these other... all of these have not aired, and they're renewing them for seasons 2. Like, does that happen all the time? Or is this one of those things where, like, the first 3 episodes bomb and they still cancel it? Like, what was the name of it? Swamp Thing?
Swamp Thing.
That came out and people liked it, and then they just canceled it? And in fact, they canned it before the advertising budget was done. So after the show was canceled, they continue running ads for the show.
Well, I mean, you gotta get your money's worth out of those 3 episodes, dog.
Oh, my word.
You gots to.
Yeah, artistic people suck butt.
They suck.
I hate it.
Like, and I say that as somebody who wants to, like, enter that world.
No. If you did, I would have to kill you.
I guess the entertainment world is different than artistic.
If you say...
I want to be, like, funny. And tell jokes and stuff.
You don't think comedy's art?
Huh.
If you try to tell me that is, I will shank you.
But
I cannot abide artistic humans.
Here's the difference. I would argue comedy is art, but you want to know what I would say about it?
Dude, I gotta get my knife.
It's different. Like, they're like...
Yeah, that's what an artistic person would say, my dude.
No, hear me out. I think comedy is art. I don't know if I would ever call a comedian an artist.
You don't think Dave Chappelle's an artist?
I think Dave Chappelle's funny. Dude, I wouldn't say he's an artist.
Dude, I freaking hate every bit of art. Musicians, painters, especially painters.
Can you name one good musician?
Chad Kroeger is the closest I can come up with.
Yeah, that's a pretty funny joke. Can you remind me who Chad Kroeger is again?
He sings the song Photograph from Nickelback.
I thought that was Scott Stapp.
That's the guy from Creed.
Oh.
Also, a fairly good artist.
Artist.
As far as artists go. Because he's definitely not pretentious. That's... There's one thing Scott Stapp is.
Is Nickelback secretly the hero of bands because they're the least pretentious band?
I don't know if you've ever heard some things that Nickelback said back in their heyday, dude, but they were pretty high up there.
Oh, dude.
I especially hate...
You know what I wanted to rate this episode? I don't want to talk about artists at all. Like, I mean, we did, and that's what I talked about.
Sorry, I don't mean to kill you, but, like, real quick, theater people are the freaking worst, and I really hate them in real life. Okay, go ahead.
No, dog, I really like it when you go hang out with friends, and then, so, you know, like, sometimes we get together with Blake and John, and we all sing, like, songs in the car, and it's a fun, great time, and we have fun doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I really like it when, instead of doing that, it's exclusively show tunes, and you're being forced to actually sing to the best of your ability, and you're only singing certain parts. So you're like, okay, we're doing Hamilton, and they're like, yeah, you're actually Lafayette, so you don't get to sing any songs for the first, you get like 3 lines in the 3rd song, and then you're kind of out of it till the 5th song, and then you're definitely out of it. But you're not playing John Adams, so like even when Lafayette's actor comes back, you're out of it after the first act.
Are you describing a real event, or are you transitioning from theater nerds to something else? No,
I was just making fun of, like, theater nerds. Like, that's how they do things.
Yeah, they freaking suck.
We rated I'm not going to go talk about another thing that we can rate. I was going to rate, like, using your like, when we'd play Imaginary as kids, I was going to talk about that. I thought it would be pretty fun and cool. I'll do that another episode now, because I've had such a fun, great time making fun of theater people. We didn't rate them. Artists... Here's the thing. Artists making art, I like that. Like, I like that.
No, I don't.
No, here's the thing. Hear me out. I like that David Lynch made Twin Peaks. I love that he made it.
I hate it.
However, me talking to David Lynch, I don't think I would like.
I hate Twin Peaks. I only like things. Have you ever heard of the television?
Hold on. Michael hates art to the extent that Michael heard the song Uncle Arthur and goes, I feel bad for Arthur. Everybody's being so mean to him in this song.
Have you ever heard of the show NCIS?
Yeah.
I like exclusively incredibly predictable procedural dramas.
You love NCIS because it's not art.
The least artistic things on earth. So I really like NCIS. I love freaking
I watched Twin Peaks and I hated it. And they said, why do you hate it? And I go, because it's art.
I exclusively like the later seasons of Big Bang Theory. I hate the beginning. I love Friends. I love How I Met Your Mother. Freaking one of the best shows. Dude.
Season 4 through 8 of Arrow?
Yeah, and I don't understand why you would. CW is the only channel that I watch at this point. And Sci-Fi.
I remember when they made TV good, have you heard of this really cool show that was really unartistic called Supernatural?
I really like the show Murder, She Wrote. It might be my favorite show of all time because it's the show that is the least artistic of all time. It's very predictable. It follows a very steady line. I love it. My freaking best show ever. I wish you would stop.
My favorite episode of Murder, She Wrote is when wind hits her and she turns into dust, and it's the last episode. She's still alive.
I think she's still alive.
Holy crap! How old is Angela Lansbury?
Very old. I think Angela Lansbury. BRP.
What?
BRP. We're not recording the video.
Hey, we didn't do any visual bits like we usually do. I guess you talked about my green screen.
I just turned the video on.
You dumb idiot. Have you been listening to the Gus and Eddie podcast?
No.
They've been doing this bit where Gus will get up in the middle because he's paranoid they forgot to hit record.
Okay, well, I'll just upload the video version with mostly
with us doing the outro will be the only video.
Real quick, we should dunk on theater nerds again. They do suck up my life. I had to be around some as a kid and I hated them. They're really pretentious and they think they're cool, and then they all grow up to be cashiers at your local Fairway. So
Mom made me be in a play. Do you remember that? Did you come to my play?
Well, I was at your play, yeah.
Do you remember if I forgot my lines or not?
I don't. I thought I didn't like the play that much. I didn't think the play, not just it had nothing to do with you. I just did not like the play, I don't think.
Here's a fun fact. I've been in a few productions. I was in theater, so you call them plays because you're a simple plebe.
I am a simpleton.
I was in them. It's much like if I made a movie, I would call them films, but you call them movies if you're not made one.
Well, I call them moving pictures.
I call them moving lights on a screen with corresponding sounds. I don't know what they are, and they terrify me. I was in a production of a few different things, and you want to know what the running thread to Marcus in productions is?
What's that?
Forgetting my freaking lines, dude. I have never been on stage with lines and not forgotten them. Ever. Out of anything I've ever worked on. The VBS skits I've done.
I'm not gonna dunk on you because I don't freaking. I couldn't freaking do it either. Also, frankly, the only thing.
But do you know what the sad part is?
What's that?
I was trying my best at all of them.
Let me just. I'm gonna alter the course here. The only redeeming part of the fact that you're admitting that you were a stage person, a theater person at one point, is the fact that Redemption is a 10 out of 10, and you repented.
I repented. You know what also, here's the worst part about doing a stage production with homeschool kids. You wanna know what that is? If you had to pick a demographic, so if you were on stage with somebody and you forgot your lines and tried to ad-lib a line to keep the flow of the play going, if you had to pick a demographic who would be the worst at that, I want you to spitball who you think that might be.
Definitely homeschooler.
A homeschool kid, dog. I was on stage. I don't think it was the night you were there. I forgot my lines again, because I did it both nights. Forgot my lines again. And rather than looking around like an idiot till I remembered my line, I was like, I know the gist of what I'm trying to say. I'll throw out the gist of what I'm trying to say and just look at Evan. The look that Evan gave me of like, that wasn't your line, idiot, try again, was the most awkward thing I've ever been a part of, dog. Just looked at me and was like, that wasn't it. I was like, it would have been more, at least funny, if it would have been like, that's not your line, try again. But he didn't say that, but he just looked at me like that's what he wanted to say.
Okay, so I know that sometimes we give homeschoolers a little bit of love.
We were homeschool kids, and we love homeschool kids. Like, all of my friends, homeschool kids.
But if I could think of the worst possible version of a theater kid, it would be a freaking stuck-up freaking homeschool theater kid, dude. What a giant bunch of b-holes, dude.
Hear me out. The mother of that stuck-up homeschool.
Man. Just the bunch of naggy b-holes, dude.
The mom that brought these two kids to the play that I was in, we were doing rehearsals. The notes she would give me, I'd be like, you're not in charge. Nobody else's parents are here. Why are you here and why are you giving me notes? I'm in one scene and I have 4 lines.
And you still forgot them.
I still forgot them.
Maybe you needed to...
Both times.
Let's give theater kids a 2 out of 10, just so we can give homeschool theater kids a 1 out of 10.
Dude, it's rough.
Thank you for listening to Life's What You Rate It. Remember to like and subscribe and listen, and bells up and thumbs up, and comment down.
Thumbs up, buns up.
Thumbs up, buns up. And
guns up.
Do you have a joke, Dennis Alpha?
Yeah, I was over on Rotten Tomatoes the other day, and you know what I saw?
What?
I saw the 100% rating of Rainbow Unicorn. That's my joke.
What's Rainbow Unicorn?
That's the... I didn't say the right movie. What is it called?
Unicorn Store.
Unicorn Store. Dang it!
Well, it was a dumb joke. Here we go.
Got it in 1.